what's going on with him and Jane Doe still? Now, we know what happened with her accusations and the infamous now Tony Busby and his 1-800 number. Alex Spiro did a great job. He got that shit tossed, all right? Got that case out of here, dismissed with prejudice, which means that you can't bring it back again. Jay-Z then followed up and said, now it's my turn. Now you can't leave, right? Filed a case on Tony Busby as well as Jane Doe for defamation. I believe there was paperwork that we read that said he had deals on the table, contracts and whatnot that was upheld or lost in the upwards of like $20 million. So he's coming for his damages, reputation wise as well. Like, don't play with me. But she's had a lot that still made headlines since then. She came out saying that she believes that his case against her should be dismissed, and she's going to be on a tirade right now, but her tirades need to be controlled. Why? Because you're being sued right now. So, in the midst of being sued, if you say something out of emotion that can contradict what you guys just went through or will continue to strengthen Jay-Z's now defamation case, he's going to use it. Him and his lawyers are going to use it. And I believe that's what's happening here. All right, so check this out. Jay-Z's Jane Doe accuser lying on TikTok and Busby's wiki looks fishy. All right. Jay-Z has a new beef with his Jane Doe accuser, even though she's dropped her lawsuit. He says she's on social media bragging she stands by her allegation of R. Okay. That Jay-Z R'd her. Jay just filed an amendment to the defamation suit he filed against her and her attorney Tony Busby. In the new docs, he calls out TikTok, and she allegedly posted last month featuring some pretty angry lip synced audio. You couldn't pay me $1 million to get an apology video out of me. I stand on what I said. F you. Look at this picture right here of Tony Busby. Now, if Tony Busby is right now focused on his situation with Shannon Sharp, trying to get his win over there, in that case, he look like he's doing okay over there right now. And here goes Jane Doe, his old client that's over here on TikTok doing stuff. And Jay-Z picks that up and amends his lawsuit for both of y'all, all two of y'all. Tony Busby getting dragged into her action as well too. He probably looking at it like, yo, you need to sit down right now. Like, we already into it with dude. What are you doing on TikTok? Talk about you stand by your words. It was dismissed. Shut the fuck up. So you're gonna get him in trouble just as much. But let's think about why that's relevant. Why that matters to Jay-Z. His initial statement that he put out when the allegations first broke the internet, it was about his reputation. What man wants that on their jacket? What man wants that on their name? Right? What man wants that on their legacy? Okay. And when he put out that powerful statement, man, I don't come from where y'all come from, and I would I would implore you to go criminal. Then I should be in jail if this was true. Don't go civil. But you want to know what? I'm here now, and we're gonna make an example of y'all. And he actually did. He actually did. Okay. So he comes out with that powerful statement. But one of the biggest things at play is just reputation. His reputation is tied to billions of dollars. They're talking about that casino build out in New York at the time, put on that he's tied to allegedly. He got all this stuff. All he's already in the mix of all these $1 billion deals and all that. And remember, the NFL had to come out and make a statement. They said, "Well, right now, everything's green light with our relationship with Jay-Z." But why did the NFL even have to make a statement? Because you and Jay-Z got things that are going on. Hell, Jay-Z's name in the NFL were all the way through all these headlines when the decision of Kendrick or Lil Wayne came down, right? The whole world was talking about it. So Jay-Z's name runs hand in hand with the NFL in certain conversations. So his reputation is tied to a lot of serious things. And then here comes this allegation. Oh, no, 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 no. My reputation, I have to fight for that. Nail and tooth. So now fast forward. If Jane Doe gets on TikTok and says, I stand by my original allegations that he awed me, even though it was dismissed, there's going to be a couple people in the world that's going to say, see, I told you, Jay-Z and Diddy and them Hollywood people together. I told you, because she just said on TikTok that she stands by it, even though it was dismissed. I told you he really did do that. That's what. So there's going to be people in the world that do that. And so once again, you're playing with my reputation then. All right. And that's a public platform. TikTok is a if you want to walk around and tell your brother behind closed doors, like, "Hey, listen, man, that really happened, whatever, allegedly," fine. But you take these public platforms, it's going to be interpreted much different. Okay. You're putting it in front of the world. And I didn't see that TikTok. I didn't even see that TikTok come across headlines. Um, but it was enough for Jay-Z and his legal team to pick up on C and amend that to their damn suit. So she got to be careful. And I mean, when we saw that interview of her, when we had the shadow on the wall, the way she talked, she didn't seem to be fully there. And I thought that you have to be a little bit off to allow a private investigator to come into your house and question you. And that's when that audio came out of her saying, "No, Tony Busby allegedly put me up to this." Right. So I thought that she just seems off a little bit, allegedly, with all due respect. She seems off. If not off, just not the sharpest knife in a shed. You know what I'm saying? Like she's a little, for lack of a better word, slow, allegedly, all due respect. But it doesn't mean that everybody out there is just gonna say, "Ah, man, don't mind her. That's just her doing what that's the type of person she." It's just Kanye being Kanye. I don't mean just write it off. No, some of the things you're saying and you're doing out here is still impactful or effective. It can still harm people. It can still mess deals up. It can still play with my name. So nah.